Hey, hello, everything's supposed to be working okay now, I think. But if someone could just say hi and confirm that everything is working okay, that'll be great, because I don't have any sound feedback from you. I can see that something's being sent or not. But we are here with Experiment. I have my coffee. I hope you have a brew and a fantastic time. I'm off today because it's Easter. And I'll drink to that. So, for some time I've been playing with the idea of actually spending about an hour or so on a Friday night fixing things, because my list of things I'd like to take a look at fix is long, and I keep on bringing tech that is broken for some reason because, well, it's free and I might be able to salvage, fix it, recycle, or just basically save it from e-waste, because I hate throwing out stuff. In results, my place is like a big hoarders of tech, which I'm not exactly proud of, but I have a fixed desire to actually make some of those things work again and take advantage of it. So I'll try to make it more regular on Friday, and I do apologize for my cough because I'm still recovering, and when I'm talking, it's not perfect. With that said, I dragged something from work. It's not powering on, it's on my desk right now, and each time I kind of like, I'm gonna make a bit of a mystery why I dragged it, what I'm trying to fix. Hopefully that's gonna be exciting for you guys. But this time around I have a thing. Can I see the chat? Hopefully. Okay, yeah. Oh. Uh, Guys, is this working? Because I don't think it's working right now, which is really, really annoying. How do I... Streamlabs, you bloody nuisance. Bloody hell. How do I go to the stream? Oh, bloody hell, what happened? Oh, okay. All right, I think I fixed it. Right, okay. That was difficult. I'm gonna test something, guys, because apologies, my editor decided to go and be difficult, so I'm just going to see if my transition is working. And hopefully that should change the screen right now. No? I need to wait for the delay for confirmation. Once I'm going to confirm it, it's going to be okay. Yeah, okay, that works. All right. Oh. Bloody hell. I didn't know exactly what happened, but we're here. So I'm just going to, I don't know how, probably you didn't catch anything I said, so I'm just going to do it again. Welcome to the Friday. It's nice. I'm off because it's Easter. It's beautiful. And I've got a, well, I've been toying with this idea of fixing stuff on Friday. Why on Friday? I don't know. Friday works for me. However, I've got a list of stuff I would like to fix and I don't have enough time and sometimes I need help. And this is where you hang with me and maybe help me or just laugh at me. But I have way too much tech and some of it's broken. Some of the things I recycle, well, I save from recycle or e-waste, and I want to either repurpose it, fix it, or just prevent from going to e-waste. And this time around, I've got something big in here on my desk. So we're going to take a look at this, and I'm going to make a mystery each week, and I'd like to spend an hour or so trying to figure out if it's worth of my time. And also, I apologize, I am recovering right now from a cold, and it's been a month since I've struggled with a cough, hence me being very quiet, because each time I talk, this happens, and it's really annoying. So I have a coffee. And without further ado, I hope to make these weekly so I could go through the stuff that doesn't work and try to fix it. But I have this from work. So I saved it from a tip, and this is a big box. You may know what that is if you deal with stuff like that, but this is basically a backup system, AC, a backup system for the power, so UPS. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things that can be connected to it, as you can see at the back. And I'm probably gonna, yeah. We're going to try to figure out why it's not working, because it's not powering on, and it was going to e-waste, and obviously I don't want that to go to the e-waste. Maybe there's some batteries I can salvage at very best, but yeah, that is the plan, guys. And if you have any pointers or anything, then feel free to just, let me know in the chat, and we'll be investigating together. So this particle unit that I have in here, let's try to... It's super heavy. So this particle unit that I have, this is a Emerson. It's network pack connected. It has this fun little display that you can rotate. Ta-da! That's how much I figured out. And this is a PS1500 RT3-230, and 230 probably stands for nominal voltage, which corresponds to what we've got in the UK. So if you have it, if you're in the US, you're probably going to be using 110 volts. There is a switch for that at the back that you can switch. So let's have a quick look at the interface at the back. I've used a couple of these on various projects, so I know a little bit about it. But yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this unit. So I've mentioned that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 plugs in here. This is a charging plug. There are 2 ports, so there is a network switch in here. So there's you can connect to it via network. There's settings and USB settings for the different voltages. So it spits out anywhere from 220 volts to 240 volts. And there is a slot for interface card. So if you have an external device, you can control it via external device. And there is some I/O ports. There's a D sub, maybe 4S, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't tried that. So what I have in here, it's a connector. It's a kettle plug or a ESC plug, which if I'm gonna plug in, apparently that doesn't work. First, I'm going to check what's the voltage it's running in. So we have 1 and 2 slots to... 1 is this way and 2 is this way. So it's set to 230 volts. So I'm safe to plug that in. And there is a reset fuse in here. I wonder if this needs to be more springy. We might investigate this. But let's plug that in, see what happens. Hopefully it's not going to disable the live stream, and we will be all good and well. So yeah. Okay, nothing happened. Let's take a look at the front interface. Excuse me. So I don't see any lights. You have to hold this for like 3 seconds to turn it on, I think. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can turn it on. There's no any lights, it's dead. I have no battery warnings and stuff like that. So because it's a power supply, I'm just going to disconnect it since I know it's dead, and they told me it's dead, and it's unlikely that it's damaged. The way we use those things, it's unlikely. It's probably just the battery went below the nominal power, and this probably shuts off for safety. So it's very much salvageable, I think, but it's super heavy. This is about 20 kilos. Battery is gonna be, I think, here, and it has 2 screws. So let's try to pop out the screws and open this. So I'm just going to give you a little better view of this. Maybe this is like this. Yeah, that should work. Right, I've got some tools. We'll be investigating, see what's the voltage I've got on this, and see if I can actually save it. If I'm gonna save it, I'm gonna make it into my system, power supply, or whatever. But yeah, let's get a screwdriver. We need a Phillips head. I said Phillips head. I said Phillips head the 3rd time to try. That's the Phillips head. So yeah, how are you doing? How are you doing, guys? Tell me if you have any fun plans on the chat over the weekend, because I have a couple of days. So I'm looking forward to catching up with stuff. And yeah, right, there's 2 screws to remove the front panel, and hopefully there is a battery. Usually you can pull out those batteries and swap it, because on industrial UPSs, that's how you manage the batteries. You just take them out, swap it, and charge it externally or something. So I think that is what's going on. And those devices, I don't know how. Let's have a quick look how much this would cost. So this is Amazon. What was it? PS 1500, PS 1500, RT3 320. So this device would set you back. Second head. There's a eBay listing for $71. I think this is like as sold as this. Battery not included. Without battery, 71. The new one probably gonna cost you. There's no price in here. Just trying to see. Battery replacement is about 80 quid. So I'd say this is about £300 in total, new, something like that. So yeah, okay. Right. The battery seems to be connected, which is disappointing, because I was hoping that maybe simply battery is disconnected, but the battery connector seems to be plugged in. As the battery, it's heavy. What kind of battery it is? It is a sealed lead acid battery, and this one in particular, it's 12 volts, 9 ampere hours. So let's try to disconnect this. That is why it's so heavy, because it's this is super hard. I think it's using a screw terminal to actually disconnect it as well. Okay, yeah, I've got the plug out, and I'll take this, and let's take this battery out, see how big it is. It's probably quite big. Look at that. That is the bulk of the weight, and it's just the one battery in there. So now we need a little probe, right? We need a multimeter. Let's go to a DC voltage, which is this DC, auto ranging, and let's see how many volts we have. Did my voltmeter that just died? So the battery has 12 volts, 12.2 volts. It's not a battery. I start to sense this might be fuse. Maybe someone overloaded it. I couldn't reset the fuse. The fuse felt like quite dead. I think it would be some feedback on it or like a spring or something. So let's investigate the fuse as a second bit. So fuse is at the back, and I feel like I can pop this cover relatively easy because there's a couple of screws only. So let's do that and take a look inside. So my take would be, if that doesn't open, there's a fuse popped. And since there was a reset button, there might be a resettable fuse, or it might be a fuse that just kind of pops, and that's why it's like this. So yeah, if I'm gonna rescue this, I'm probably gonna connect my network equipment to it. And I don't know how long it's gonna last on this, but I hope it would be quite a bit. So I could enjoy at least some sort of home automation while the main power is off. And if I have a SIM router or something like that, I could even get a notification if I'm away. So that is exciting. Okay, I'm just removing the top panel. And if you joined me only now, the Friday's fix or fail, I hope to make it on a regular basis and just fix some random equipment that I have. Sometimes it might be a simple repair, like repairing some LEDs on the light I've got, or some stuff like that. Sometimes I'll drag something from work, so it's gonna be that. But this time I'm trying to see what's wrong with this Amazon UPS, and hopefully I'll be able to make it work and utilize it, because the battery seems to be okay. I think 12 volts, I mean 12 volts, it might be slightly, I'll check on this on the fuse anyway. 12 volts might be slightly on the lower side, but I would still expect this operate to at 12 volts, right? If it was just dropping below 11 or something, then yeah, I'd assume maybe that's dead. But 12 volts, I think it should be fine. So that is the plan for that. The second plan would be, if that doesn't work, I'll just try to charge the battery externally, plug back in and see if I can restore it. That is my second plan. The worst case scenario, it's gonna go to the e-waste. The best case scenario, well, we're gonna have a power supply. Okay, so this is the panel off. There's a lot of tech in it. There's a massive coil, induction coil, to create AC. And the fuse is here. So let's, I guess the easiest way is just to check the continuity on the fuse to see if we have a connection. Just got here, what the hell is that? Well, this is an uninterruptible power supply I got from work, and they were going to waste it, and I saved it from e-waste because I thought, why not? If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then yeah. Since the battery had 12 volts and it's 12 volt battery, I assume this is still good enough to at least to be powered. And now I'm just going to see if the fuse is working. The fuse seems to be working, and this is from the power supply to the board, and this is to the power supply. So the fuse doesn't seem like it needs resetting. It's a little bit loose in terms of pressing it, but I have a continuity on both terminals, so fuse is working. Yeah, So it's not a fuse. So at this point, either it requires a higher than 12 volt voltage, or there's something else with it that is wrong. I'm going to quickly inspect connections to see if there is anything smelly, burned, or like any visible damage. It's been on the shelf quite a bit, so usually I would be more cautious about the capacitors and stuff like that, but I think by that time they would be discharged, I think. There is a row of 40 amp fuses in here. There's 6 fuses, and I anticipate that those are just for the outputs. And I don't think these fuses would stop me from getting this powered, because that's on a separate circuit. So in here we have 6 fuses, and they connect, this fuse board connects to the oh no, that actually connects from the battery through these fuses to here. Now, the next step we can actually connect the power supply now and see if the low battery was stopping this from anything. Because it will have no battery, and it might just display that it has no battery. So gonna be very careful not to touch anything there, because right, and let's try to turn it on. No, it's dead as well, like this. Okay. So that's not good. So I think the unit might be actually damaged, unless these fuses are broken. And is there any way to tell that the fuses are broken? It's the system that is connected, because the way I see it, it connects from a battery to the fuse box here, and from the fuse box to heatsink through this cable, and from this heatsink to the coil, and from the coil to God knows where. So I don't think it has the ability to tell if there is any load on these fuses or not. So this board would be detecting the voltages. That's how I understand this works. And since it doesn't detect anything, it's just a panel. It's a little bit of dust in there, to be fair, because I don't see anything damaged. Like, there is no burn marks, nothing obvious. And like I said, I still got 12 volts. The worst case scenario, you're gonna have a nice 12 volt battery. I can just charge it and use it for whatever. But I don't see anything that should concern me. I'm just gonna see if I've got any voltage anywhere, just to make sure I'm not being prodded to death. And I'll check the fuses. So I should be able to get common ground in here, and let's... Oh, there's a ground in here as well, I can latch into it. Yeah, that's dead. Okay, so let's go back to fuse mode, and let's check the fuses. That's 3 for 3. Yeah, the fuses are alright, so those internal fuses are good as well. I suspect might be something more sinister going on in here. I don't see any other, without taking this apart further, I don't see any fuses on the board itself. This my next step to look for these. Either these or something that's been unplugged. There is one connector that is not here, but I don't see any cable. So I don't think anyone opened this. I might be the first person to open this. So yeah, I don't see anything that would struck me as damaged or additional fuses that I've missed. I think I've investigated all fuses right now. There's a couple of nice relays. There's some stuff that can be salvaged and desoldered, I guess. But so far, looking at the electronics, that feels really dated, actually. I don't see an obvious problem with it, which is disappointing. I was kind of hoping that it might be just a battery that's being low, but I'm gonna Google and try to find out next how low the battery is supposed to be. I can cheat and I have a power supply in here, which my next step is gonna be to pretend I have a battery. So I'm gonna connect a power supply and ramp up 13 volts connected to this connector and see if that's gonna resurrect this, because that would mean that the battery needs to be higher for this to power on. But I don't think this is the case. Like I said, I think the minimum battery supply, the minimum battery level 12 volts would be more than enough. So Emerson minimum battery voltage. So I'm trying to find out AI is strangely quiet, but I'm pretty sure the voltage would have to drop below 11 volts, I think, or somewhere below at least 12, and I'm still getting 12 volts on it. So I think we should be all right with that battery. Constant voltage charge 13.5 to 13. There's some charging, and cycle charge 14 to 15 is the minimum charge I see somewhere displayed. No, it's not. And like I said, the battery looks fine. It doesn't look damaged or anything. So I think there is a bigger problem than low voltage on the battery. It's a little bit dusty. So the thing is, like, am I claim the battery back? Am I looking to component harvesting? But if the higher voltage is not going to power this on, then I don't think I should bother trying to fix this. I don't know enough about it to fix it as electronic wise. And yeah, so my last try will be to hook up a power supply, and I'm gonna just pass 13 volts into the connectors and pretend that there is a 13 volt battery supply to it, and if there is a transistor or something or dead logic that prevents it from starting unless there is a sufficient supply of the battery power, then it's fine. So for that, let's take a power supply, which is here, and some nice cables. Which are here. And we're gonna connect the cables to the thing. There's a little mini power supply which I like from Miniware. And we need a USB cable. Do we have a nice USB cable in here? Or I shouldn't have one in here. I'm probably gonna have to bring a USB cable somewhere. Bear with me, guys. I shall make it happen. I'm sure I'm gonna have some no, I need to jump out to another room to bring a cable. So I'm just going to get this now. We'll try to fix it. Oh. and I need to get USB Type-C to USB Type-C as well. Now that will work. Great. Now I have a cable, I have a charger already sorted. Let's plug in the charger, plug in cable here. And let's see if we can resurrect this. Oh, this is the, I need the PD option. It's a good thing I have a PD version of this. Here you go. 2 amps DC. Is that the PD one? That's a load. Where is my... This isn't, this is a quick charge one, is it? Yeah. I don't think I can resurrect this on this cable. I need to switch over to quick charge. Okay, I'll bring the correct unit and I'll be right back. I was almost prepared for this, almost. The question is, where did I store it? And why it wasn't put back where it's supposed to be put back? Interesting. Not here. Oh, it's gonna be here, isn't it? Still no. Fine, I'll just bring a different power supply and then we'll be fine. Thankfully I know where's the power supply and I can quickly grab it. So let's do just that. Okay, apologies. I have a correct power supply. Just need to find a place I can plug myself in. That will work. Ugh. And now I should be able to power this on. Okay, cool. Right. So let's power my power supply. Yeah, that worked. That worked flawlessly. Let's set the power supply to 12 volts. Okay, got 13 volts in here. It's not going to do a lot of amps, but that's what we're gonna do. And is there any nice way I can I use these clips in reverse? Or they fit? Oh, they fit. Banana clips in reverse. Get polarity correct. And switch that over so you can maybe see better what I'm doing. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to pretend. Do we have a connection here? Let's double check that we have a connection. So I don't run in blind. And I should have connection here. Yeah, okay. So I can now hook up my power supply. And polarity here is correct. This is correct. So now I can turn it on. So that is running off 12 volts right now in there. It doesn't look like it consumes anything. So let's see if I can power it on. And this is plugged in, and oh, I have lights. Hey guys, I have lights. So right now I have all the lights, and I should be able to, obviously, I didn't have lights before that, right? No. So as you can see in here, I don't know if I'll be able to rotate this. You can see I have lights right now. It shows the low battery and everything. So yeah, the problem was the battery, that it was too low. So it turns out the 12 volts on this cell, it's too low. And I have to use standby use 13.5 to 13.8 to charge it with less than 2.7 initial current. So that's how I'm gonna charge this battery. So basically this is working, and yeah, I'll have to just restore the battery. So I'll find the charger, I'll try to plug it in, charge my battery, and then slot it back in and see if I can power it on properly. But yeah, this is working. It's good. I'm happy with it. So let's disconnect this. So this is the culprit. I was expecting the battery to go much lower, to be fair, for this to work, but apparently that's what required. And so this is not a doomed unit. I just need to recondition the battery or get a new battery, and I'll have working thing. The battery is about 80 quid new if I want to get a new. But like I said, I think what happened was the battery dropped below the voltage that allowed this to recharge it, and they put it on the side because it wasn't charging. So yeah, that's my diagnosis. That's what happened with it. And yeah, I can safely put it back together now, and all I have to do is just charge this battery above the nominal voltage. So once you increase the voltage to 13, I can use the unit to charge it properly. And as long as I don't let this all go down below whatever voltage it requires, I should be all right. So we can put the cover in. So it looks like the worst case scenario, I need a battery. The best case scenario, I just need to charge it. But I got myself a nice free uninterruptible power supply for my setup, and that's good to have. Does that mean it's fixed? I think can we call this a fix or fail? I think we can call it fixed because I diagnosed it, and it doesn't require spare parts. Come on. So I think we can assume this is a fix, and the first live stream of Friday's Fix for Fail, it's successful. I am chuffed that all I have to do is just recharge the battery to have it operational again, and yeah, that was pretty good. What do you think, guys? You need 12 under load. I know I need under the load, but I mean, I have electronic load, I could try it, but I think initially we'll change, like, I don't think it's going to load the battery itself because nothing's connected either. So I think you would check the initial voltage. There might be some safeguards. Like I said, I've set my power supply to 13 volts only, and I think you're gonna have up to like 15 volts on a battery like that, if I remember correctly, somewhere around that. So it just refused to do anything or power it on. So since the fuses are working and everything else, and I don't see magic smokes, and I think this is just a battery that needs charging. And yeah, I might have a charger somewhere from my motorcycling times. So what I'm going to do is get that charger, make a connector of some sorts, maybe solder in like a second connector for charging in case that will happen more often, and then I can recharge this. I've got a couple of XT60, they should be just enough for this. It's only 12 volts and a couple of amps, so even I could use the banana plugs and try it this way, but I would have to monitor the voltage and increase it over time to make sure I'm not damaging the battery, or I'm not causing it further problems. But yeah, man, I have a working power supply, I guess. Now I need a rack to mount this, because I start to have more and more equipment, and soon enough I'll be one of those guys that have a rack at home with various things in it. And I use 18650 caddies for all my yeah, that's all right as well. I reckon you could, because all it cares really is the battery type. Well, charger as well, because it has a charging circuit, so I can't replace it with like a giant LiPo. I'll have to change the charging circuit, I guess, because I'd imagine it's slightly different charging. But yeah, I call it, I don't know, should I call it a win? Should I call it a fix? Is that's what we're going with? I'm gonna pop the battery back in, but I'm not going to connect it. I'm just gonna slot it in. So the next time I can just simply get the battery out. The battery goes in like that. There was a tiny screw. I'm just gonna put the screw in place, but I'm not going to tie it in the connector. And next time I'll just find my charger somewhere. It's probably hiding somewhere, and try to recharge it and put this panel back on. There's plenty of space for it, and I guess I saved that from the e-waste, so I'm happy with it. Tiny little victories. So yeah, guys, next Friday I'll come up with something else so we can take a look, and by that time maybe I'll give you an update on whether I was able to charge it and that fixed any issues and stuff like that. But I got myself a little box. Nice. How long has been the stream so far? Do we have any data on it? I don't see it. But yeah, I'm going to write a nice article now, because that's on next on my list, but I wanted to take a look and see where I'm standing with this. So cool. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for hanging on the live stream with me, because it's always fun when I have someone to ping my ideas against and get some help and stuff like that. So hopefully you'll come visit next week, because I'll do it next week on Friday, I think. And there might be some soldering involved. We've got one device that I should really take a look at, and yeah, we might be doing that. As for now, guys, thanks so much for watching, and yeah, enjoy your Friday, weekend, Easter. You're probably gonna see a video from me very, very soon. So take care. Bye.